Hello friends of the interwebs, this is MathasStarcraft, and I am back with another Mathas versus the ladder. This is going to be a 1v1 versus a Terran on Zelnaga Caverns, and yes, the graphics are an extra low because I just got finished playing it and I wanted to record it right away. I don't feel like fiddling with the graphics right now, so you have to deal with it. This is how I play. It gets, for me personally, it gets rid of a lot of the distraction of the shiny graphics, and I can focus a bit easier on the game, I found, but that's just me. So again, like I said, it's versus a Terran. A few announcements while I do this. Once we hit the 200 subscriber mark, yes, I will be giving away a couple of free Steam games. I also am looking forward to getting some more Minecraft up with the War Owl. Check him out. He is a good guy, really funny, and he's fun to play Minecraft with. And I do play some StarCraft with him too, so maybe I'll throw up a couple videos of me playing him where I usually lose, but I win from time to time. So that's him. You can check him out at youtube.com/thewaraowl. I also got another thing where I'm going to be giving away, I love giveaways, I guess. I'm going to be giving away a free Steam game to somebody who could hook me up with an overlay. It is going to be an overlay for here. A lot of the questions I keep getting are, what are the dimensions? I couldn't frickin' tell you. It's basically got to cover this up while it's like that. Yeah, you're going to see the time. This is a pretty decently long game. But you need to, I need this to be covered up, and I need to say like Mathas or MSC, that stands for MathasStarcraft. I want to look cool. I want to look very StarCrafty. I don't want it to be too busy. I don't want a lot of pictures, but something very clean, crisp, smooth. Yeah, I'll hook you up with a copy of Magica or something. I'll look into it, and you know, what more could you ask? It's like getting paid for your work. And if I get multiple, I'll just pick my favorite, and I'll hook you up with a game. And if I switch over to somebody else, then I'll hook you up with something. Maybe we'll play a game, I'll cast it or something. So I would love you guys to just hook me up, please, please, please. That'd be awesome. So I did scout, get a 9 scout. Now I've been 9 scouting Terran a little bit earlier lately, just because I want to see what he's going for attack. I want to try to keep my drone alive as long as possible. Now I could 14 scout him and just meet him at the wall off and to see when he's getting his marine out, but I'd rather just kind of poke around, see what time he gets his gas. I did do a little bit of a gas steal. I am attempting to basically get prevent him from doing early Banshee harass. So, and I did open up, by the way, 14 gas, 14 pool. No, 14 pool, 14 gas. And there he is grabbing a second gas. So that right there tells me he's going to be doing something a little tech heavy, just grabbing that gas super early, so that's fine. I'm not worrying about it too much. That allows me to basically, I feel like that's not going to be a big old push. It's not going to be a crazy 4 racks. I can just write off 4 racks. It still could be a 2 racks push, but I doubt it. This SCV is getting a lot of scouting information right now, but nothing that he probably already wouldn't know anyway. I'm just waiting for my Zerglings to hatch. Once they pop like that, he's pretty much done. He's going to run. I believe I get the kill. Yeah, I get the kill. My queen pops out, and yeah, nothing as far as he's concerned. It should just be a very standard opening. This was against a platinum player as well. I've been playing a lot of platinum players. I'm hoping to get promoted soon, as I keep saying. I do have Zergling speed on the way. A little bit late on grabbing it. I'm about 10 gas late, or a little bit less than that. I should have gotten it right when I hit 100 gas. I think I was a little late. I'm going to continue to drone. I do have my Overlord at his natural now, and I'm going to keep that there just so I know when he grabs his natural. If he's late on grabbing his natural, then I should expect some very big one base all-in push, but we'll see exactly how that pans out. Oh, actually, I think I sacrificed that Overlord, so we shall see. Don't want to spoil too much. Yep, just kind of doing my thing. Another thing is I've been going to Spine Crawler just for defense. I just picked up Dead Island. I've been playing some Dead Island today. That is such a good game. It's like Borderlands meets Fallout. It's easiest way. Borderlands meets Fallout meets Dead Rising. Except Dead Rising's annoying time limit is no longer present. Grabbing my second queen, gonna have her drop a creep tumor. Gonna jump over to that natural. It's really fun. Definitely looking forward to play it. It's a co-op with it. I did grab it on the Xbox 360, so I cannot record it. At least I don't know how to record on the 360. Something I'm not quite aware. I jump up there and I see Tech Lab. My gut reaction is I see Tech Lab. I automatically think Hellions. I can't remember if I react by throwing a Spine Crawler out. I don't think I do. And then I see everything. I see he went 2 factory into 2 barracks into factory into a starport. So that pretty much tells me if he's not going to be doing any Hellion play, I do grab another Spine Crawler just in case because I'm still not 100% positive. If he's not doing any Reactor Hellion play, he will be doing the very typical Siege Tank Marine Medevac push that Terrans love. And if that's the case, then Baneling should be my next priority. And as you see, I already dropped the Baneling nest. I'm expecting Marines, so Baneling should help me ward him off, as Banelings are that. I'm sorry. I didn't put a Spine Crawler in my mineral line to put a spore crawler because I might be expecting drops. That is what I'm expecting. I don't want drops. I should move or put, I think I do later put a spine crawler back there as well, so I could pick off whatever he may or may not drop. But you'll see. So my plan is to do my very atypical Zergling, Baneling, Mutalisk combination, as it does work wonders against Terrans who do this type of thing. Siege tanks get picked off by the Mutas, and Marines just get killed by Baneling, Zerglings. Siege tanks are the same deal. I mean, if there's enough Zerglings, I can surround them if my Mutas aren't able to pick them off out of place. My only problem is that my biggest gripe with anything Terran is that siege tanks can just wipe out Zerglings like nobody's business. He does have a Viking out now. He does do this. I know why he does it. He's looking for some early air. He only makes 1 or 2, I believe. He's looking for early air dominance so he can have map control and just get a good scout on the map, and he can pick off any free overlords. So, very smart on his part. We've seen pros do that. We've seen like ESC Goody do that, where grab early Vikings for nothing other than just picking off some overlords and map control. Now, I don't think he got any overlords there. No, I don't believe he got any overlords. He did. He was picking one off, but I got my queens out in time. I do have my 3rd queen for that creep tomb replacement. And I'm going to be picking off those rocks. I need to grab my 3rd very soon. It is approaching that 9 to 10 minute mark, and I should be getting it down. Those 4 Zerglings can do so much. There we go. Grab a few more. I have been also working on, I'm not sure if you'll see it here. There's only a few bases, but I also have been working heavily on the inject larva trick, where I put all my queens on one hotkey and all my hatcheries on one hotkey. And I've switched my switching, if you hit backspace, it goes to each individual hatchery. Or command center or whatever. But what I've been working on is I switched that over to tab for now, and just been working on being able to quickly cycle through them all. And I will be right back. Oh, there we go, microphone. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, I don't remember I was saying something about Vikings. He had early air control. I don't think he got any of my overlords, so I'm going to grab my 3rd. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I left off. I'm 100% positive, but I do have Baneling speed on the way. He hasn't pushed out, which means me to believe he's macroing. If we take a look at the unit counting station, he's actually ahead of me, which is not good. Ahead of me in workers, which is not good at all. I keep thinking he's going to push. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm spending a lot on upgrades and buildings and tech and Zerglings, but that's not a big deal. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was working on my inject larva trick micro, which I'm getting better at. It's definitely better than the way I used to do it. Once I have it down, I feel like it's gonna really help me out. And yeah, it's basically something I know pros do, and I've seen people like MathasStarcraft do it. So super helpful. And you're gonna see he landed his he did land his Viking up on the high ground to pick off some Zerglings. That's fine. I run my Zerglings to the other tower. And my creep spread's doing pretty well. Let me take a look at the unit counting station. Now I'm very, very ahead of him. I did drone up max pretty hard once I got that 3rd base up. I needed to drone. I did notice my saturation was very, very bad. But still, he shouldn't have had that much time to be ahead of me. I'm going to run my Zerglings down there. And you're going to see I'm going to do something kind of dumb. I'm going to, instead of throwing 2 or 3, I throw like all of my Zerglings at him. Just to see what he's got. And I lose like half of them, maybe a little bit more than. And they get a good chunk of them damaged. So, silly me. Shouldn't have done that. But what are you going to do? Pull them back. And I do know he has his expansion out. I do know he has siege tanks out. So he's going whatever I expected him to go, which is fine. I'm grabbing a macro hatchery. He does know I have my 3rd now, which is fine. There's my macro hatchery. I've been actually working on doing that more often, too, is getting a macro hatchery that helps off with the wall. I can kind of choke off a particular point in my base. It forces him to run around a little bit more. And now, I do know he doesn't have a gold yet. He does have a sensor tower up, which you don't see a lot of Terran do, but I actually like when they do that. Not and it's like, I like when they do that because it wastes the minerals. No, I like when Terrans do that because it's smart. Especially on a small map like this, you can keep track of, well, you know, he's expecting me to go to Mutalisk. If anything, he knows I have them if he scanned, that I have scanned my Spire at this point, and I'm sure he has. Do I really put 4 on there? I don't even know. I'm going to have to check that. I like that because he can keep track. If he sees them coming, he can move his troops around, be able to kind of really turtle up really, really well. So I'm going to be grabbing a gold very shortly now. I do clear out that gold. I do know I'm a little bit behind because my natural was barely saturated. He's still scouting with those Vikings, so he's doing a great job scouting there. props to him. He did a very good job. And I'm still trying to spread my creep. It's in the middle of the map. Now, I do catch something at the... I do catch that little blue dot right over there, and I'm pointing at my screen like you guys can see me. Yeah, I think he may get an Overlord. If anything, he's going to lose his medevac, and those guys are pretty much screwed. So I'm going to back them up. I'm going to let him pick off an Overlord or two because I'm going to have my Zerglings running here and finish them off. He does get an Overlord. I just didn't want to lose my Mutalisks because they're so expensive and so fragile. But that was a drop that did very little to no damage at all. I was able to catch that, even though I barely have any map vision outside of my bases. That I was able to catch that with whatever I had. So I was able to hold that off. I got a bunch of Zerglings popping out now ahead in the food. I've got a bunch more drones popping out now. If we take a look at the unit counting station, I'm going to be ahead by a good chunk once these 13 drones pop out. My economy's starting to explode. The thing about Zerg that I love is that they kind of run this, they run really low. They're really weak for like good half the game. You know, if you look at it in like a chart or something, the line is at the bottom of the chart. And then once you hit mid-game-ish, once you have your 3 bases up and running, it just spikes. And that's something Day 9 you said, is it just spikes and you all of a sudden you have control. You can produce as many units as you want. You can continually produce an army. You have an economy that's like that pretty much blows every other races out of the water. He's still poking around very smartly with that Viking. I'm going to go pick it off. He is going to get this, I do believe. I do pull my queen, though, try to poke him out of there. I am poking to check if he has a third or a gold, and he does it. Now, he does know that I have those guys out and flying around, which is fine. He does know that they're flying in the sensor tower's vision, whatever, but again, now that I know he doesn't have a gold and doesn't have a third, and I'm going on my 4th, and it's the gold, I'm feeling fine. The problem with this map is that it's so easy for Terran to be able to shut you down with siege tanks placed properly and whatnot, and he does have Marines placed there, so he did see me coming. The sensor tower did kind of alert him to that. So like I said, smartly, the sensor tower is just a damn good building that really nobody uses too often anymore. But I'm still ahead. This gold, as long as I can keep it up for a good while, it'll be worth it. Again, siege tank's well placed on this map with such an open map and a lot of different jokes. He could quickly shut me down, but he's been playing pretty passively, trying to turtle up. I think he's going for a big army before he does anything, but as you can see, I'm quickly spiraling out of control into a big 200 army, and my upgrades are looking pretty decent if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm starting to upgrade other armors. I've got more queens coming on the way. Because one of them's sitting over there by my natural hatchery. Yeah, you're actually not going to see me use the 200, the inject larva trick, because when you watch a replay, it just automatically scrolls instead of quickly jumping around, so you have some sort of like semblance of navigation. I did shut him down a little bit, just a little bit there with that creep tumor spread. Now I know his Marines are mainly over there, so I'm going to try and circle around, and I'm going to try and engage here. I'm going to try and shut him down as best I can, but sadly the siege tanks wipe me clean, and I have a terrible engagement here. And I don't know why I tried to push that, but I did. I have a lot of Zerglings, but not a lot of Mutalisks. I got more Mutalisks on the way. I need more gas. I'm realizing my minerals are really high. And so I put a bunch more on gas. He is going to scan. He's actually putting a really good push on me, and now I'm starting to get a little nervous. I feel like I can hold him off for a good chunk. I'm going to try to see if I can surround him with those things. I don't, and there is a siege tank doing a lot of damage, so I'm moving them all back. More Mutalisks are on the way, but I need more gas, and I am there now, finally saturating that second gas on my gold. So I have gas on all 4 of my bases. I'm going to need to expand soon, I believe. I feel like, and there was one of the the inject larva tricks there. I needed another queen because one of my queens walked away from my natural in order to go inject larva somewhere else. Now, here I'm feeling a little iffy. I made a really bad push. I lost a good chunk of my army. I didn't trade armies at all. He is definitely ahead of me. As far as I feel, now it may not be the truth, but it's, the way I feel is he's ahead of me now. He's got an army worthwhile. He's got the gold. Like, he's had the gold for a little while, and even though I'm 4 bases, him being on the gold turn can be very scary. But in actuality, if you look at the units now, again, I'm 79 workers. He's 49, so I'm actually doing fine. But in my mind, at this point in the game, I'm feeling petrified. So I just accidentally killed one of my Zerglings, by the way. That's fine. That Zergling was causing a ruckus. Yeah, so I'm going to poke around, make sure he hasn't grabbed any other bases outside of the gold. I believe what I do is I take those Mutalisks and I get ready to poke at the gold just a little bit. Those Mutilisks should be doing more, but then again, I'm not exactly the best at multitasking quite yet. And I'm running out of minerals in my main very quickly, so I'm going to do a big old transfer. Grab a hunk of them and move them around. Now I'm going to poke up here. Does he have a gold? No. I'm going to stay out of the range. This is something I did on purpose. Stay out of the range of the Sensitive Tower just for a little bit, and then right when I get here, pick off all the SCVs, and as you can see, there aren't that many. Get whatever free siege tanks I can, and pull out with minimal losses. I try not to lose any more. Poke back in, pick up a few more. Now go straight for the siege tank line. Need to make sure the siege tanks go down, and I focus a couple more down. Now this is another poor move on my end. I am going to lose those Mutilisks, and he has a great choke up at my gold behind those mineral lines, and sadly he is able to jump up out of there before I can do anything, but that won't be the last we see of those Marines. Now I have 17 more mutas on the way. Again, gas is such a commodity that I need to grab another base, so I'll be on my 5th base. I'm going to queue that up, make sure I have that ready to go. I'm still ahead in the food count, but again, siege tanks can turn that tide very, very quickly, and also most of that food is Zerglings and drones, so if we take a look at the unit count, I'm at 78 drones, so it looks like you only got 1, maybe 2 drones there. Here come all of my Mutilisks now swarming to the center, and he's getting ready for a big push. I'm going to pull back my Banelings. I want to engage him at a particular point. Now he's going to siege up, and here he goes. I'm going to try and push in here. I need to make sure I clean this up, and actually I get a good surround, flanking in with the Mutilisks on one side, being able to pick off those siege tanks without encountering those Marines and losing them. Losing it to them. Now he's going to finish off my mutas pretty quickly, but I'm going to do some damage. I feel like it's worth the sacrifice. It's probably not, but in my mind at the time, it's worth the sacrifice because it buys me time to build an army. I should have actually pulled back, thinking about it now, because if I had pulled back, I would have been able to, basically flank his Marines there. Now he's going to get those Marines in a good choke. He's going to kill off a lot of workers, and now I'm stupidly going to send in my Zerglings and 1A them. And the problem with 1Aing them there is that they're going to go all for the choke because they're not very smart. I did take up the Hive Tech, by the way, during all of that. So he is going to pretty much get this gold. There's really not much I can do without it. He's feeling a bit panicked himself, though. If you take a look on the minimap, there's attacks going on everywhere. He is pushing up the right lane with all of his units. He is still getting that gold just dandily. I'm leaving my Zerglings down there. I'm not ready to quite do that yet, so I'm going to wait for them to clean it out. My Queen's going to go down because she's stupid. I'm going to pick off whatever couple Marines I can, and there's a couple more here and a few more over here. I finish those off, and I clean them up quite quickly. Which is fine, and now he's going to leave a few more out in the open and try to pick them off as best I can, and he's going to quickly pick them up, and now I'm going to be able to chase them down with my mutas. Granted, they don't do too much damage, but I'm going to queue up a few attacks there. Now he's definitely looking a little bit ahead of me, and now that poor Marine is kind of not looking too good. Now I'm going to send my... there we go, my Zerglings in to finish off the tank. They are not sieged up, and they siege too late. I'm too close. If he does attack, whatever he's going to attack is going to splash damage to his own units, and now I'm going to clean up and look pretty good here. I've got 1 Mutalisk, that's fine. I'm just going to pick off the siege tanks, and I'm going to pull back my Zerglings because I know the goal to the planetary fortress, and I need to actually plant down plant down my gold again, and actually he's not going to drop any of these guys because if he does, he will lose them. I'm going to back off there, and I'm going to lose that 1 muta there, but that's no big deal. I do have units going on. I do have maxed melee and armor going as well. I'm going to make all these Banelings, kind of empty out my gas, building up another hatchery, so now the multitasking comes in. Who cares what my APM is at this point? It's going about to 200 at this point. I mean, he's coming in with another drop, which is fine because I'm pretty much ready for it. He does back off wisely. And I'm going to actually push in just a bit. I want to pick off whatever I can. I am going to push in to pick off a tank and then back out. Any free unit kills is a good unit kill. And keep my Mutalisks alive. I can't afford to lose them right now because I'm so low on gas. And here we go. A few more workers going to be dropping in. I'm pretty much remaxing out on my workers. And I'm going to tech to ultras very, very soon. That was the thing in my mind was at this point of the game, I felt like I needed to at least practice getting into the late game with late game units. My gas is looking pretty good again. I have it all. I should have a Zergling drop heading out to head to his main. So that's the goal of that Overlord. I've never dropped ever as a Zerg, so it's something worth trying. I feel he won't be prepared for it as Zergs don't ever drop. And I feel like dropping as a Zerg could be extremely useful. And I am going to be grabbing that Ultralisk armor now. I do have maxed armor just about to finish up as well, so those Ultras will be looking quite dandy, and I'm looking forward to patch 1.4 where Ultras are 20 seconds quicker, and 20 seconds quicker to build is 20 seconds quicker to finish up the enemy. So we'll just continue watching this from here on out. now I'm feeling good. Now I'm feeling like I was able to push back his big push. I'm feeling confident. I've got Ultras on the way now. They're going to be maxed out, so I've got even Nidus Swarm on the way, just in case I feel like Nidusing. I have the money to spare. I'm going to check again for that because I feel like he's going to be mined out very soon. If I'm practically mined out in my natural, then he's going to be mined out in his natural. And that gold is, I've been able to pick off the workers as well. Going to pick off those SCVs and now focus this thing down. I don't remember if he leaves it or cancels it. We'll see what happens. Ultras are now hatching, which is sexy. I love Ultralisks, especially against someone who goes Marine. Siege tank, now here he comes. I'm going to back up. He's going to go right for it, and I've got a lot of Banelings in that army. I feel like it's definitely something I'm going to be able to do just fine, and my Ultras are going to do a lot of damage, and all my Banelings are exploding. The hugs of death from the Ultras clean up pretty much everything. The Banelings are exploding and rolling their way to victory, and I quickly clean that up, as you can see. And now I'm going to drop my Zerglings in the base just to start doing some damage. And I swing my my Mutalisks in here as well, because I'm sure he's not ready for it. They are going to go pick that siege tank off at this point, and the siege tanks that are attacking are doing splash damage to the buildings. And I'm pretty much just getting ready to make an attack. 30 more Zerglings, 4 more Ultralisks. Mutalisks are on the way. And here come a bunch of Marines, so I'm going to pull them back. I don't want them to basically kill me, or kill my Mutalisks. I want him to basically have his army moving around like crazy because I'm about to attack again. As you can see, I finished up that planetary fortress with those 2 Ultras, and I'm going to be finishing up that other one, and we're moving on in, and I'm feeling like I've got this game pretty much on set lockdown. I can just basically 1A my entire army, and they will clean up everything. And yeah, that's pretty much game right there, guys. So we can watch as the carnage just unfolds. Remember, guys, overlay, you need an overlay, so I basically can have something to block that replay bar and then has my name on it. I would love that. It'll help my production value go up quite, something small like that can help the production value go up so quite nicely. And yeah, finish everything up. So guys, as always, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of this little game here. It really ends very quickly at this point, and he can't do too much against Ultralisks, sadly. Ultras are pretty much key. I was checking to see what upgrades I hadn't done. I was like, oh, did I not get the armor? Oh wait, I did. And there is the GG. Nerd Rage quits. Good game, GG. It was a pleasure playing you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can hook me up with as far as overlays goes. I'll see you guys next cast.